Okay, so the next joint that I'm going to make now after making these three is going to be a lap dovetail joint. So it's going to be a lap dovetail joint, which is this piece going to lap into here to make a lap dovetail joint. It's going to be a single dovetail. So again, as you can see, redundant, right? The application is the same. Is this piece of wood going to lap into here, going to lap on top of this. So I just rest it down to where I want it to fall, right? To where I want it to fall, and I'm just going to simply just put the pencil mark here, pencil mark on this side, and pencil mark to the bottom of here. And again, what I'm going to do here is just scribe, use my combination square, and scribe the shoulder going right around from where the pencil mark stops. And that's what I just did here. And now I'm going to make my dovetail. What do I need for that? I need this particular tool. It's called a sliding bevel. This sliding bevel can give you any angle that you want. So for a dovetail, that's what I want to, this is what I want to use to make my dovetail. So based on my shoulder line here, I'm making a single dovetail. Just one dovetail out of this piece of wood with this thickness at the end here. So I'm going to scribe, take my sliding bevel, line it up with this piece of wood, line it up, edge on the edge side, and I'm going to determine now, I want to determine how wide I want my dovetail. So it's a single dovetail. So all I really want is my dovetail to fall from this corner edge, from these two corner edges here, coming straight down to create a shoulder on this side and to create a neck in the middle. That's why it's called a dovetail, right? So what I have to do is adjust this to how wide I want it, and then tighten it with the nut screw. So when I do that, I determine that it's going to fall on the edge here, right? Get my pencil in hand, and I'm thinking that this here is suffice, right? So once I determine that this is where I want my, this is the angle that I want, once I determine that this is the angle that I want, I draw a line from the edge coming straight down. That is tightened in place. I flip this on the opposite side, keeping the same angle, bringing it down and marking it on the opposite side. I do the same thing on the opposite side. So I have my shape, dovetail shape here, but I don't have it on this side. So I do it on the same on the other side as well. And I mark it coming down here. I flip this over on this side, and I put my mark here, line it up, and I put my mark here as well. When I finish, I rest this down, and I just determined my dovetail. This side and this side. This is what I'm going to be taking off. That is what I'm taking off. I'm keeping this here, but I'm taking off this here, right? So to take off that, I line this up into my bench vise. Cutting it down to the shoulder that I marked out. Take it out. Put it on my bench hook. And I'm going to cut where I mark the shoulder. This is the result that I get for my dovetail. A single dovetail. So I'm going to take my chisel and just clean up the inside of the shoulder right here to lap on that. But it's a half lap, right? It's a lap dovetail, right? It's a lap dovetail, sorry. So that means that this thickness of the dovetail, I'm going to now scribe and cut half of that. So I get my pencil, take your marking gauge, it's done already set, and you scribe half. Get your pencil and thing over the line. And I'm going to take off half, so I'm going to cut on the shoulder here. Take my chisel, just clean it up here by the shoulder. And I just cut half. And this is going to lap on this. So stay tuned for what I'm going to do next. So what I did here was I took the single dovetail, I put it and I scribed the shape of the dovetail onto this piece, and I marked it out to the depth that it's supposed to come out. That's supposed to come out, as you can see. Marked it to the depth, and I'm going to now cut across here, and chisel out this piece here, so that this now will fit inside here. So stay tuned for that. Now using my cutting board, and I'm going to cut at this angle, take the saw and cut at the angle that you see there, right? There it is. It's all finished.